Today we're going to check out Red 1 on 4K UHD. I'm not here to talk about how good or bad the movie is, I'm just going to share some of my thoughts on the audio and video quality. Now let's go over a few tech specs. The movie was shot in 4.5 and 4.6K. It's got a 4K DI. It's rated PG-13. Runtime is 123 minutes. Aspect ratio is 239:1, and the audio is in Dolby Atmos. Now before we take a look at the audio and see how active this mix is, if you don't know what the Atmos viewer is, you can find a link down below in this video's description that tells you all about it, what it does, and where to get it. You can also find a list of all the gear that I use for these 4K reviews down there as well. Now this sounded pretty much the same as what I heard when I saw this movie at the theater. When looking at the Atmos viewer, it's got a few really good sounding parts that used all of my available speakers. At 12 minutes 9 seconds in, when Santa goes supersonic in his sleigh, you'll hear some magical effects whizzing in all different directions. There's a huge chase at the North Pole that's got a drone that flies above your head, and I believe there is also a bridge that explodes, scattering debris from front to back. The stun gun at 33 minutes has some more swirling effects that surround you from top to bottom, and at 55 minutes in, you'll hear Grila's voice coming from the top channels while thunder is crackling in the background. Now during the non-action parts, it does have some really good ambiance in the lower channels, while the front and rear top channels get some good extension up top. There's a few more scenes that have some aggressive top channel usage, but for the most part, I'd say for about 80% of the movie uses only 7 channels. And there are a few big action scenes where the top channels should have been used, but sadly they weren't. Now for bass response, I thought it was good. I felt like it could have hit a bit harder at times, but I did feel a nice bottom end rumble during the scenes that took place at Grila's lair, which did give me some nice vibrations. And the final battle at the end of the movie gave my subs the most workout, which did hit the hardest from all the stomping around. And the explosions definitely had some good tactile feedback. And dialogue was always easy to hear throughout. And thank you to Kaleidoscape for this copy of Red 1 so I could bring you, the home theater movie loving community, this 4K review. Now if you want to get your movies weeks and sometimes months before they come out on 4K Blu-ray in the same if not better quality, consider getting a Kaleidoscape at our channel partner Dream Media. Links are down below in this video's description. The first thing I noticed about this video quality was how dim the picture was. I did check out the Amazon stream, which has been available for, I want to say, a couple of months now, if you have Amazon Prime, and it is just as dim. If you've seen Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, it looks very much the same.
Is that what you think is going on here?
So I did deviate from my calibrated settings and change the JVC's HDR optimizer to a +2. If you're watching this on a TV, you'll probably have to either bump up your gamma or turn on the enhanced contrast or whatever your TV has to increase the brightness. Now before making any changes, the image didn't have much vibrancy to the colors and just looked flat, which made black levels appear more grayish. There is a softness to the picture with a very slight layer of grain overlaid on top, so they were either going for a film-like look or they softened it to make the CG blend in better with all of the live action because there is a ton of digital effects. Some good and some not so good. But given the type of movie this is, I found it perfectly acceptable. Again, the image is on the softer side, so it's not going to be 4K razor sharp throughout. That being said, if you do decide to bump up the HDR brightness, you can make colors come to life, which, being a Christmas movie, you kind of want it to be colorful. That'll bring out more shadow detail and give more added depth to the image, which otherwise would just look dull and flat. Finer details will be easier to make out, and specular highlights will have much more sparkle. Not enough that's going to make you squint, but the explosions in daytime scenes will benefit a ton. However, as is, without any picture setting tinkering, I'm going to give this video a 7.5. For audio, it didn't have a ton of top channel Atmos activity, but when the action called for it, it was very immersive. I would have liked the bass to hit a little bit harder, and of course to have more top channel usage for the action scenes. It was still a fun listen overall, and I did have a good time with it. So I'm gonna go with an 8.2 for audio. Now this was based on the Kaleidoscape version of the movie, which comes in at 80.7 gigs in Dolby Vision and 72 gigs in HDR10, which is the version I watched. If you want to grab this on 4K Blu-ray, it'll be out on March 4th, which is a couple weeks away, or you can grab it now in the Kaleidoscape in the same, if not better quality. So what are your thoughts on Red 1? Did you see it at the theater or did you watch it on Amazon Prime, and did you like it? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Now, if you do want to pick up this movie, I will leave some links for it down below in this video's description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you want, you can follow us on social media, and if you want to support the channel and get exclusive content or great discounts on audio and video gear, then stop by our Patreon page. Be sure to like this video if you found it useful and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you again in the next video.